Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of the book review vlog. Today we're going to review the Stephen King book, The Colorado Kid. This is another pure example of the claim that Stephen King does more than horror. This is actually a mystery novel written by from the Hard Case Crime series. Unfortunately, I'll say up front, I'm not familiar with a lot of mystery novels, but this is apparently a big, the Hard Case Crime is a big kind of, I don't know if it's like a company or like a publication or whatever, but supposedly it's very big. So, and Stephen King decided to write a novel and put it into this publication. So, it's like you notice it. It's very short. It was a very quick read. It focused on in a town. I think it was called like Moose Trait, Maine. It's one of those like islands off the coast of Maine, and in this area there's a newspaper, and one of the editors of the newspaper, his name is Dave Bowie, which I thought was kind of funny. And one of the head writers also of this newspaper, his name is Victor Teague. They have a new writer on staff whose name is Stephanie, and she's just 22 years old. And so they were talking to her about kind of the history of their newspaper and other stories that they've covered, and big stories that, they've covered fully and ones they have not covered fully. And one of the ones that they had covered but was still a mystery is the story of the Colorado Kid, where in 1980, so this book was written in 2005, so it would be 25 years ago in the real time of this book. So in 1980, there was a man who just kind of washed up in the Maine shore. He had been killed or had been dead when two teenagers had found him, but he came with no identification, really nothing on him, and the only thing of any viable identification of this man was that he had a pack of cigarettes. And if you are familiar with cigarettes, they have on the bottom of them they have a tag that say where the cigarettes were sold, and these cigarettes that were sold were in Colorado. So you kind of knew that he was from Colorado, or at least had spent some time there to buy a pack of cigarettes. So that was how he was deemed the Colorado Kid. Later on, he actually did have they found out who he was through, not missing persons reports exactly, but they had photographed him and put his name out everywhere. Of course, this is before like Google and before, the internet. Again, this is 1980, but still somebody had known or had recognized him and had said, yes, this was my husband. And his name was, I believe, Jim Coogan. But that's kind of it about him. Nobody knows how he died. Nobody knows how he got there. Again, the only thing that they know is that also he was eating a piece of meat. I think there was steak, because it was found in his throat. So people had assumed that he choked. But nobody knew anything about him. So this is a real mystery. And I kind of liked that idea. Again, like I said in the beginning, I'm not familiar with a lot of mysteries. I've not read a lot of like Agatha Christie or anybody such as that. I hope to read more mysteries in the future, because I enjoyed the idea of, like the classics, whodunit, and trying to figure out the killer or whatever before the person in the book does. So anyway, that's it for my review. Again, like I said, it was very short. I liked it. One of the things that I did want to mention is that if you are familiar with the Sci-Fi Channel program Haven, I'm sorry, I'm not, so I had a blank there, but Supposedly, when I first heard about Haven and first heard that it was based on a Stephen King work, I initially thought Haven was based on the book The Tommyknockers, because that place that it takes place in is called Haven. Regardless, this Haven is actually based on the Colorado Kid, so maybe they go in a little further into the mystery, and I'm not sure, but I'm not familiar with it, and actually it might be over, so if I'm interested, I'll get it on DVD. But anyway, that's it for my review. The next book that I'm going to review is called Cell, and I'll be listening to it via audiobook. So anyway, I bid you all farewell and happy reading.